dare I say, after we come after a break, that it's another night of ECL Season 44.
Whoa.
Welcome back on in, folks. I'm so sorry, Cole. But anyways, we're back on in. Atk versus Limitless. We do head into map number 3 of Ancient, and the ninth round has gone the way of Atk. They picked that CT side to begin with. And my name is Fine, Drove Cole, Extra McHenry. Let's get this thing on the road. It's out towards middle, and Bowden has just been clotheslined. Just CJ fighting out from the cubby, and he's been cleared out by Scar. Now the re-aggression, though. Atk, they want revenge. Missed him. Trying to fight out. He'll take his kill while he can get it. And no one going on the chase. It's a 2v3 here for Atk to dig themselves out of.
There's a little resurgence here, it seems, from Limitless. I didn't get to say too much about that last map, but missed him, of course, looking to put a shut to that. And he's just smoked off the ramp side, completely creating hesitation and Limitless's endeavor down this B bomb site. Instead, they set their crosshairs towards A, but they're going to run into Pluto here. Long range as well. He spots out that early bit of aggression. Queuing over a rotate, goes for a little repeat here, and he's buying further time for Mistim to help out.
Oh, and even a headshot. Who needs time? Maybe he can win the round. But JBa with the refrag, and he's considering going back in and out, but now the duel, it's been set in stone. Both these players armorless. It's a bit of a fair fight, you would say. Perhaps Mistim, though, has to fight through a smoke. And JBa, that'll just give him just the time to set that bomb down and start a timer on this. JBa even gonna push into spawn. Mistim has to consider where he could possibly be. I think he's going to clear this out, and he does. Mistim comes through with a very clean pistol. 3 insta headshots for him.
Wow. Well, the IGL, they're stepping it up in a big way. That's beautiful stuff coming through from him. Trying to keep Atk in the right headspace here. Trying to keep the Atk of Anubis as opposed to the Atk and Overpass. They're winning things like that. Absolutely wonderful. But it's still a bomb plant here. Limitless had a little bit of fight. And I feel like we just got such a tale of 2 maps, right? It was just so insane.
I know.
16-1 Overpass, 16-4 Anubis, right? And we go to a third here, and you just gotta wonder, is this going to be a competitive affair, or are we just going to see them completely decide things well? I don't know, because right now we're getting a little bit back and forth. We got an opening pick for Limitless. Maybe they could trade a round on back.
I don't want to just say we've only had a back. I do want to say we have a 4th here out of Limitless, and they kicked that one off with a nice kill up towards middle. Full control over the situation, the reaction. Atk, the need to get aggressive. That's the bomb on Grizz. Takes a dink. Grizz is still battling on 25 HP. Very risky there. But it pays off further for Limitless. Even then, now Bowden down to a whopping 1 point of health. They're going to turn and burn back to the A site where it is only Bowden. He's number 1 on the minimap and not number 1 in the game. He has a 1 HP though, and he'll get finished off.
Number 0 in the kills right now, but
why? No,
that was me. I'm so sorry. That was just uncalled for. We're only 2 rounds deep, but we are
already grilling him for 0 kills. Can't believe it.
That was just rude. Uncalled for. But I do like that Limitless. We do get a little back and forth here with the forced buy wars. I guess we had a interesting conversation with Shake. Those second rounds are an IGL's nightmare, I feel like. When you have that lacking utility, lacking firepower MP9s, and then you have to go up against what is going to be a very scrappy purchase from the counterpart's T side there, but you know that they're going to be having some utility. Usually it's like an IGL that will be willing to sacrifice like a Mac-10, something along those lines to get a little bit of extra utility. Then you're going to have your stars wielding the AKs and Galils. So those T sides, they can really bring in some fire and some fury with these second round investments once the bomb goes down. That's what I was talking about there. Once Mistim was put into that 1v1, sure, he did a great job to close it out, but it does make that second round conversion very, very tricky.
But with some saved weapons, maybe they can make something do. Middle, but a huge gap in the smoke. Mistim goes for the outright fight and still wins it. very big statement there. Now DJ tucking away in towards cave. He gets the one. Anything else? Absolutely. The instant headshot into JBA. Only a single bullet able to be fired off. But it's still not enough to finish DJ.
Well, it looks like we will get even more back and forth than we bargained for. ATK able to answer right on back. DJ using that FAMAS to perfection, and Bowden was getting a little bit antsy there. Here in a couple different angles. Grizz, well spotted, early alarm, but still wins that fight. Not too bad. Down to 10 HP, though. I don't know if he could really afford a sacrifice of that much HP. That's going to make the cleanup all the more easy, especially with that MP9.
Missed him? Was he going to get impatient here? Here's the footsteps.
HE from missed him, but he can't toss it in to stop a bomb plant or anything like that.
They're going to be patient and wait for Pluto's flank.
Wonder if the donut player heard that.
Yeah, that makes you wonder. Oh, he's starting to take his eyes off from the prize, but Grizz actually gets to go back to the fight. No one coming from CT spawn. Grizz can make this happen, but 10 HP. Little margins to work with, but now he's playing the headshot angle. But Swisher leaping into the air will hit the one bullet required and will clap back. We are getting a rocky road of a game to begin this Ancient.
Oh boy. Back and forth it will continue here, but that's still one of those positions where you get that bomb plant. You have so much money going in your favor here, Limitless, that you're going to immediately get those investments right on back, and you're going to look to just punch on back as well. So ATK, sure, they won the round, but again, they're going to be left into a bit of a scrappy purchase here. Still, full utility belts on Swisher and missed him. A1S is out for everyone besides Bowden, which is interesting. Everyone wielding the A1S on this map. No M4A4s here.
Whoa, boy, out the middle, though.
Those new spawns.
And, yeah, I know, man. Rude awakening for Mistum.
A little bit deeper there. You're a little bit further back. Takes you even more time to get established. And Mistum found that out the hard way, it seems. And Scar, he extends up to 2 opening picks here. The back and forth seemingly looking to continue. Pluto able to run out towards the middle for at least a response here. We'll see how long that lasts. Swisher heard the jump, heard the spam, and gives it right back to Scar. But man advantage still maintained.
You wouldn't believe with this purchase that Limitless lost the last round, by the way. And, well, now ATK, despite winning the previous, have to take some gambits in this mid-round. DJ up close, needs a double, nothing more, but gets 0. The Dink, he got to fire 1 bullet. It was well placed, but it just simply was not able to beat JBA. Now Swisher. The back of the B site here, and does actually grab JBA. But I think that's about it. He'd have to run through a smoke, and the flash is just flubbed, unfortunately. Yeah. So he runs through to his demise, and that's going to call it here, Cole.
So maybe use that flash. Pluto definitely could use a couple of headshots to get him back into this one. There's right on the camera, but there's no kit. Bombs past that half-ticked mark here, Scar. Yeah, he's not going to be that crazy there. He looked like he wanted to go for a little bit of a hunt, but he will bow out. And it's going to be Limitless with the immediate reply. Got one-sided affairs, constant momentum, and both teams' map picks. We head into this third map decider, maybe more level playing field, and immediately we get rounds traded back and forth. What a change of pace here between this series.
Yeah, it's now utterly back and forth. The thing is, the economy has bottomed out for ATK. I think the back and forth might end here unless some shenanigans are afoot. 1 M4 for Pluto, and, well, it's variety hour for ATK. They got everyone's got a different primary weapon. See how this one pans out. They're all trying to play one ways above this smoke, but no dice. Scar and Cameron having none of it. And I think things will start to settle down on Ancient. Open face to black.
Ooh. DJ, come on now.
Oh, shenanigans. JBA backing up from the smoke.
Oh,
No, but he still gets the kill. Doesn't matter. The range on that thing, it's so deceptive.
Hey, the Mag 7, it strikes fear into the hearts right there. Any other gun there, and JBA would have done exactly what he did in that last round, which was immediately headshot. But he hears that Mag 7, he starts to shake a little bit. He starts to get nervous.
You think, what if he does snipe me? You start to second guess yourself. You're not playing against a real human with the Mag 7. You're a man possessed when you own that Mag 7, I'm telling you. You gotta start jumping in the air and doing some fancy smancy stuff. They won't stay on the ground, so you're easy to headshot. Those Mag 7 users.
True, yeah. They're always flying around. Every which way. Mag 7 is such a good gun.
Love it.
You love it. DJ gets his revenge at least. That's quite nice. But he won't get the round. And Limitless, again, there's been a lot of changes on this map, and there's been a lot of changes in this game. It's not the olden days of the A1S and the insanely CT-sided meta that we lived in. It's so much more balanced, I feel like. We saw that in the 14-1 overpass CT side. Even if you weren't a best overpass team, you wouldn't get 14-1 on the T side, or you wouldn't on the CT side ever. So it's changed a lot, and you know, included in that mix is that magic molly getting removed. That's a big detail when it comes to map control here. It makes the map control maybe a little bit easier for that CT side, although the amount of resources that Limitless are putting towards this side of the map versus just the Mistim on ATK, it's an interesting affair here, and I wonder for how long are they going to be willing to leave that mid control to Limitless's favor.
So it's going to be a 1 AK to batten down the hatches on the B side. And it does well to find the initial. Makzwell goes down. Missed him spotting for that information. Limitless are starting to hesitate. ATK, remember, are on scraps. It's literally just the AK, and they had a single flash to start this round that's been expended. That's it. Limitless, I think they're fighting with ghosts here a little too much. They lose the kill to the AK, but if they split up, you give these individual duels potentially to ATK, and those are opportunities. But as they push down the ramp, things perhaps can change, but DJ snags another kill, keeps ATK in that advantage.
They lost a lot of map control for it, but they could walk into this trap. There's only the USP and a Deagle here. Swisher has the armor. He's starting to distract here. Oh yeah,
my.
He does it. He lands the headshot. Pluto follows suit. And Scar left wondering what just happened. I mean, again, we couldn't get a more competitive affair here. It's going to be ATK likely tying things up unless Scar gets it. That will be Swisher, but that will also be the information. 20 seconds left. He doesn't really have a lot of time to get the
molly.
out. The molly, he's going to go through it. Oh, he takes a lot of HP for that one, and that'll be an easy mop up for Pluto.
And it was exactly the problem I was talking about. When you split up against the ecos, you leave yourself vulnerable to these isolated frags. They walk into the trap setup with only 2 players. And it's easy pickings. And that is, again, overthinking it. Limitless fighting ghosts. And ATK. We're going back and forth. This game just does not stop giving.
Cool.
Trying to go fast middle, though, and oh my goodness, the utility, the spam, takes a massive chunk out of Limitless. As I think the buck stops here for the T side. We're going to see 2 rounds in a row from ATK unless some spice can come out from this Limitless, guys. The stuff we saw in Overpass, of course.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, they got the entry prowess. They got maybe the 3 men from Overpass to do the job here. Cameron has done great work. JBA has done phenomenal jobs. It is Grizz right behind him, and there's one from JBA. They have opportunities, but Swish is going to be hard to bypass. He waits for that utility, but there's Grizz killing the feed, and there's another one from JBA. We said it. That is the exact team we saw from Overpass, and it looks like the back and forth will continue unless Bowden and Pluto can get back into this one.
No one can win 2 rounds in a row. Unless. We've said that so many times this round. It comes down to Bowden. He has the advantage on the angle, but misses the shot. JBa's gonna swing through, clean it up. 4 rounds now for Limitless. And they do stay in the driver's seat. And they do show up with the exact stuff they needed to turn that round on its head. The stuff we saw in Overpass. The entry prowess. Grizz turning up. And ATK on the back foot again. Do we keep going?
That's another key difference right there as well. From the old Ancient, there used to be a safe cubby that would be so difficult unless you had a molly to clear out. But right there we see that cubby's easily to clear nowadays with the lack of depth. So again, maybe some losses to the T side, but also some gains here. This JBa dispatches of Swisher caught 2 lackadaisical on the clear, not really fully aware of the fact that JBA's already scaled past his angle. Pluto gonna try for the same attempt. We'll see if he has any better results.
Gotta get gimmicky when it comes to these rounds. When you don't have the utility, you have to try. Yeah, you have to try and get a little lucky. Sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. Pluto, the solo hold in middle, out in the open, converts the first, but takes a lot of damage for his troubles and will get traded out. So man advantage rolling for Limitless. They just need to pick a site at this rate. I think Cole could just be wraps.
They're doing what they did on Overpass as well. And some of these T-side rounds, grouping up with a pack, and then also getting out a little bit of aggression. But Cameron... Oh my god, Bowden doesn't even get to fire off a shot. That's going to call in some rotations. Cameron just picked up the op. He's absolutely just smashed. He's going to try and find any further ground. He's taking triple control again. This is all just a ruse, though. It's all a bit of a fake as he spots out another player. It'll queue up the remainder of Limitless to scale in on up. And finally, 2 in a row. Because I don't think DJ and Mistim are going to go for this. They'd rather save the AK and op.
And so the back and forth ends, and it's Limitless's T side that is actually eking out ahead. And yeah, I mean, we are seeing the exact same team that we saw in Overpass. The swing from Cameron says everything about that. The first bullet out the gun.
That is really sick stuff. Absolute shock to the system right there. Of poor Bowden. He did get off that 0 mark though, so 0 in the name, not 0 in the game, luckily, but still only at that 1. And those are kills that, you know, Bowden, I feel like, should be landing, although in this series, it just hasn't fully been there. I mean, barring Anubis, again, no complaints about Anubis. Very
saw
well
that
there.
last round?
Yeah, that's the Bowden that we need, right? That's the highlight reel Bowden that we know can show up, but now we're getting the Bowden of old, Bowden of Overpass, and this time missed him wielding the opposite change.
Yeah, I think right now Limitless have heard the ticks of the molly, but JBa does not respect it. A bit of a miscommunication from Limitless will cost him the opening kill. And then Op begins to rove around the map, searching for more impact. System still holding on to it. But a player has snuck underneath his crosshair now. Bowden goes right corner. First headshot. Immediately traded though and now missed him. He tries to reposition, but Grizz, again, he snuck underneath his crosshair and was unprepared. So a 3-on-3, just a pistols now remaining and a very low HP DJ who is scampering off to save. Limitless now have doubled ATK's scoreline on the T side of Ancient.
Yeah, again, these T sides can be very, very tricky. Again, that magic molly's completely changed the way that mid is played out. So there's less avenues of approach that you can go for. They've chopped and changed the CT timings, but I still feel like this map can lend itself to the CT side. You get off to, you know, a lot of momentum And what Limitless have done is so well is they've never let Atk string 2 rounds together on the CT side of Ancient. That's such a key detail. It's a great way to win your games. Although exits, that'll bolster the economy quite a bit. Swisher, oh no, oh that bomb damage does quite a bit on this map. Not able to escape with the op, but it's gonna be testy to reinvest into that. They have no money to.
There will be no AWP. That was the only option. And taking perhaps too many risks. Certainly a bit problematic now as Limitless can extend their lead even further. And just like putting this into perspective, this could be the second upset ATK could face. Now Makzwell struggling to connect that shot onto Swisher. Could have been a simple opening kill. Another opportunity for Makzwell. ATK are giving him chances here. If he connects them, that would be like round over.
Yeah, so many implications right now. Spotting out this aggression here. DJ still walks away with that fight. Had no business winning that one out, but that could have been a way to open up the round here. Now, Limitless left to pick up the pieces here as Mistim's taking a kill over towards middle. So a 5v3 as opposed to what could have been some very easy openers for Limitless. Pluto taking a lot of initiative off the back of this. Ooh, but overextends and JBa punishes. This cannot be another 5v3 loss. ATK, they couldn't mentally afford this.
Bowden, playing the Jiggle Peak game and yet another opportunity for Makzwell. Goes awry.
Oh no.
They're gonna double push this. It's Cameron on the hold. Oh, but he's holding out utility. He's about to swing into 2, but he gets 1. That's huge. Now they know that Bowden is out towards the ramp. He gets flanked out by JBa, and it's a 2v2 post plant.
No way. Another 5v3 loss here and looming up, but that's going to save them so much. Swisher able to spam him 100 to 0 right there on the Makzwell. That is everything. And JBa now left in the clutch.
All right, to dance around the site, already dinked up though, getting spammed down from multiple angles. The first headshot on a missed him. The next for JBA, a 3v5, a 1v2, 26 HP, and he only hits heads.
There's no way right now. Limitless are getting away with this here. 3v5, that's 2 of them in the half on gun rounds that they have lost ATK. What is going on? These overextensions. That one right there from Pluto. He tries to take mid control right there. He had no business feeling that comfortable with Catwalk. No control, no information. Bowden was jiggling all the way in back of Cave, so it's not like they had any control of Jaguar. Some blinding errors coming through from ATK. And again, it's so reminiscent of Overpass where their CT sides, maybe they had some right starts here or there. They were pretty rare right starts, but there was some to walk away with. Well, on Ancient, they've had even more of them, and it hasn't really mattered.
This is a completely different Limitless squad than what we were looking at just a map ago, just maybe half an hour ago.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Anubis just isn't their cup of tea. That's very clear in the vetoes, or at least history of that team, right? They took a risk. It didn't pan out, but if they are able to close out a decider, it would all be forgiven. There's the single gun drop, the single rifle out of the hands there. Certainly recoverable, but it's going to be a mission. But back in towards Donut here. We have to see some confidence from Limitless. This was how they lost one of these rounds prior. Was playing a little bit too timid. Well, this time Pluto mollied out. He's not going to be able to get too much done here. One headshot in, that was a work of art, but it is only one. And Bowden, I think he made some footsteps here. It seems like they're weary of this.
Push through. Yeah, he's going to get caught. Last man Swisher, armorless M4. And he doesn't know what the right site is. If they don't go his way, he's probably going to save. And Limitless will walk into an empty B site. That's 8 rounds now. ATK unable to find any footing after these force buy wars early.
Again, a little bit more confidence and initiative there in the pack. I felt like Limitless didn't leave themselves with no time to adapt and adjust and change their sights. That's what we got out of this this round, as opposed to the last round that ATK were able to gather. Either way, this is going to be a winning half. And like you said here, the implications looming above ATK and losing this one. Their pathway, it's not going to get any easier. They already got one victory underneath their belt this season. That was versus Timberman. That's a great win to open up your season. Right? You'll certainly take that one quite happily. But then you look at some of the games that they have ahead, right? You have Team 1 that you have to face. You have Pain, who maybe didn't have the best success in Kato, but there's certainly a roster that you can't take it easy against. See, they got Zevi on the op on that team. They got Skulls with some firepower, so there's a lot to look forward to. I mean, ATK, they have EPL in the future, but they also have to worry about just making it into playoffs here for another season of ECL if they don't get these wins underneath their belt.
Like, keep in mind, ATK have Team 1 and Pain Gaming in their group. Going down 1 and 2 to the quote-unquote, you know, upstart teams is not what you want to see. I mean, this is the team that's going to Pro League. You know, I mean, this whole tournament is... ATK aren't really fighting for a conference spot, right, for this event. But what they are looking for is, you know, get the reps in for Pro League. Of course, Fady being out of commission, you don't know if you're going to have your full 5-man lineup going into EPL. So you need to get things straightened out here. And, well, I guess that is certainly being shown and is on display in this game. Pluto.
Oh.
Sub the stand-in, gets destroyed. Scar up on the boost. Bowden turns around to try and support, but he's smoked out. Locked out. Or ATK Limitless in full control.
That is the exact sort of calling again that we got out of Overpass. Very reminiscent of them unleashing the beast on that B site in the early round. And how do they retake this here? Time slowly ticking against them. Smoke still in play. More utility could be tossed in as well. They are locked out for now, and Bomb is half-ticked. They haven't moved an inch. Grizz eventually surfaces on the flank. Makzwell collapses in. This is suffocating from Limitless. ATK fall to bits on a full gun round, and Swisher not secure in saving his gun. He's stuck in Donut. That bomb is going to get him if he doesn't run away. The Eagle's out, but he knows his fate is absolutely doomed.
9-3 now for Limitless. And ATK's pockets are empty. This is one of the weirdest series that I've seen where it's just been blowouts, both maps, nothing close. And we're tuned up for another one. Unless ATK can salvage this half right now. Limitless, the guys with so much potential, talking him up. The guys next up, Grizz and JBa, both 18 years old, and putting the stops on a veteran team.
Yeah, I want to add as well. I don't know if Pluto's standing in. I think this is a replacement. At least in a permanent fashion. I think this is what ATK are sticking with in terms of the roster.
Yeah.
At least from those 2 articles coming through. And Fady, you know, obviously having all of those. So it's not looking good in the early stages right now for them. It seems like they've got a lot to work on, and it's going to be Limitless with double digits on the T side here. I don't know if they're going to have the greatest of opportunities to get their head back in this game. They've already lost 2 3v5s. I think frustration has set in so deep in this team, in this series in particular. And Limitless have taken advantage of that every step of the way. This is a win that Limitless would absolutely love to get underneath their belt.
Nothing is getting past them right now. No deal shenanigans. You just want to see something out of ATK. You know, it's not over yet. No one's ever come back from a 10-3 deficit. I'm sure. Sure. But it's certainly looking grim the way this game's going. Like Bowden utterly destroyed on Ancient. 3-12. Literally ended the map on the highest note you could.
Yeah.
On an ace. A highlight play.
Yeah, I mean, the highs and lows of Bowden as well, right? That's a big... I mean, you said it at the end of that last game, just a whiplash here. And we go back, right? Back to default settings, it seems, from overpass. We're just not able to land it, but this is much better. An opening pick here, and safety in his route away. 4-on-5. The ATK, they do not want to let this slip. They cannot let this slip.
Kmrn putting so much pressure on the defense. Forcing them to thin out across the map. That's where Grizz is hunting for his opening kill. Hunting for that 1v1. On Anubis, he wasn't getting them fair fights. On this one, on Ancient, it's more like Overpass. More of the same. Makzwell, though, falls next. Kmrn pressing that cave issue. Again, drawing the attention away from the defense where it comes down to Pluto. New man on the block. First headshots in second. But not the finisher on the JBa, who has another opportunity for a clutch. But Miston gets himself established in the site. Swings out. Catches him blindsided. And ATK, alright. Finally, they snap a streak of 7 rounds in a row from Limitless.
Yeah, that's how you want to play those man advantages right there. Last time we saw them in that sort of position, I think Pluto was pushing down middle as opposed to camping over and towards Donut, planting his feet. So you do see some of the on the fly adaptations here. You see some of those mistakes being reeled in from ATK. The question is, has it come through a little bit too late? Is the scoreline already a bit bleak? Not irrecoverable though. T side, if they're able to come in with some fury, if they're able to get that Swisher from Anubis that was landing all those beautiful entries, their heads could be right back in this game here. But that is a tough task here. There's still a potential for an 11th. There's still potential to regather some of that momentum.
We're going to try and start it here. And the boost up. Pluto's not going to get called off this time, but now his position becomes very compromised. There's no mollies, though, to actually force him in the open. So Pluto gets to just chill out for a bit. Smoke deployed, and oh, the spam's excellent. They try to boost up again, but Pluto is not playing any games. 3 kills on the hold. A good headshot in from Makzwell, but this half looking to wind down. All right, 2 rounds in a row from ATK. 10-5, not irrecoverable, but we'll have to see if they can do it on the T side after a break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Last half of the night, and it's Limitless who are up 5 rounds, 6 away from taking another upset series against ATK. My name is Fly. I'm joined by Colt, X, and McHenry. ATK, can they bounce back from this?
Certainly possible. Might need to start with a little bit of pistol action, though. So we'll see if they can get right on into this one. Going for a bit of a catwalk play, but then they readjust their sights towards A, and that might be catching Limitless off guard here a bit.
Yeah, Scar's already goosed up. He's already done. Out of this pistol round. Makzwell, though, snags one. Tries to fall back. Get into position to start a retake. It's going to come down to the 4v4 instantly on this A site. And with that CT smoke starting to fade, the curtain's about to drop. And the show is about to start. Starting to filter on into sight. No one's really holding the crossfire, so they do get the space. Who's connecting the shots, though? It looks like it's Pluto at the back of triple to lock it in. It's a pistol round for ATK and a sign of life for them.
Yeah, definitely needed that one. And it looked like it was well put together as well. You really like to see that early initiative towards catwalk, making a lot of noise towards B. It actually sells a couple of rotates. It also catches them completely off guard towards that A-bomb site. You saw the instant dink onto Scar and then the follow-up kill. He just got overwhelmed. And then Pluto stepping up in a big fashion here. It's going to be a force buy. We'll see if we can get off to the same back and forth antics of last map, though. Or last half, I should say.
So if we keep going back and forth, though, ATK simply can't afford that. As Pluto eats a grenade and a deagle shot. Grizz up close. Not ready for him as he scarps away with 2 kills and almost survives. It's still so profitable here for Limitless on this force buy. It's ATK at this rate, they can't afford it. They cannot afford to lose this.
At all. And look at this. They had that deep flank coming through from Cameron. They didn't spot anything, so now they know. Low HP here as well for Pluto. They're starting to line up for Scar. He has every last target, no demand here. And catching him, spamming down range through the smoke. Missed him, finally lands the trade. JBa and Cameron hot on Mistim's tail. His opportunities thinning as he waits for some sort of overextension. It's not going to come. Instead, the group up here between the remaining two, they expected maybe an A-side play here. Bomb could comfortably be planted on B for Mistim. Now he's going to start to punch in the digits. Still, though, they're grouped up, and I think that Mistim very much so going to be anticipating a flank. He's going to start to establish himself in an even better post plant here. He's got a molly. He's got a flash. There is a smoke in JBA, though. That's a big detail.
So they're going to start to creep through. But again, no kits. Mistim really like his position here. He just needs to not play his hand too early, and he does. He plays it right into JBA. And that's a force buy victory for Limitless. They're getting away with things you would never think a team could against ATK. These little gimmick plays are working.
And Grizz, with the opening 2K right there, he almost gets out of dodge. You couple that with the fact that Scars push all the way towards A, and ATK, they just got read like a book in the early round right there. It looks like Limitless doing their homework or something on this map. Perfect read coming through from them. And like we said, it's not really a round you can afford to lose. Not at all. It's an immediate response here. You thought maybe you could get off to that 3-round spree. You could start to mount yourself a T-side comeback. Well, that has been delayed here, and you've been forced onto a force buy. There's a much better start here, Cameron. At least he trades out, though.
But a lot of damage to the remaining players. So when it comes to this late round, when it comes to the post plant, when things get scrappy like this, it's going to cost you. Easy kill from Max on to Mistim. And now phasing the smoke. 2 CTs go through. The bomb spills forward. ATK certainly on the ropes after this one, as the USP is going to finish it off Swisher. 12-6 with the money completely bottomed out right now, Cole. ATK, I don't think there's any way you could say that they aren't on the ropes.
Yeah, this is incredible. Pluto, best case scenario, doing some economic damage on the way out, and there's one nice shot right on the head of Scar. But a 12-6 scoreline here, doubling up now. Limitless getting closer and closer to the closer, and like you said here, it's going to be what is a full Glock round coming through for ATK. So Limitless get a chance to even further extend that economic advantage, get that full utility rolling, get the confidence building. And like you said, just put ATK on the ropes in this series. There's no question about it.
Just Glocks. And a timeout called out as well. I mean, there could be a decision to be made here for ATK. Or do they have the ability to actually pull back a 13-6 comeback? I'm writing the Glock round off, as we all should, all right? Don't make fun of the casters after they win the Glock round, but
yeah, it's not fair.
There's a chance they could win this Glock round. It's a 1v3 on the site for Cameron right now. If he gets overrun, there could be a plant. Look, I'm trying to make this reasonable for ATK. They can run him over, right? Get the bomb plant, and then have a post plant and steal his M4. Something like this. It started something like that, but the script kind of ran out after that. Sorry.
It wasn't clean. That's for sure.
No, it was not. Absolutely not.
It wasn't clean. If they had some P250s, maybe a Tech 9 sprinkled in the mix there, you know, no question could they have had an opportunity, but unfortunately, they couldn't even afford that sacrifice here, and we're going to look at 13 rounds now on the board. That was a flawless round, despite it not looking as pretty. Not a beautiful one, but it's enough to keep all 5 alive and extend further and further. Mid-control here, I talked about this being a big detail in that first half here. Well, now look at the damage that has been done. A nade strike, an artillery strike on the Bowden and missed him. Sacrificing half their HP for a little bit of map control. We'll see if that sacrifice pans out in their favor.
When it comes down to the scrappy smoke spams, again, I'll repeat my statement. That HP will come back to bite you. And already the gas tanks is empty here for ATK. They're out of utility completely.
My God. 1 molly, 2 smokes. That's all that they have left. That's not enough for an effective execute, but it might be enough if you're able to play patiently.
They heard that bomb drop middle. Grizz just heard the bomb drop middle, but it's going to make them sneak forward. They fall back, and they almost come away with multiple kills. Now missed him. He even picks up a kill. Chances there for Scar. A double for him. JBa hears this rotate away. They're fleeing the scene, but he's not going to bite down on anything. They are going to get an open A site. Oh, what could have been?
It's already had a 1v2 clutch here so far.
He's coming back through middle, but utility's out. He's running, being very aggressive, right into the waiting jaws of 2 ATK's players. It's a 7th for ATK.
Nicely done. Excellent conversion right there. Crossfire. Even though he's got a 1v2 underneath his belt, that's far too much to ask. And like I said, that foundational economy that's been built up here over the last couple of rounds, that's going to work out well. But I'm surprised to see that success. Swisher, I think you have a lot to thank for him landing a couple of kills there on that catwalk endeavor. Getting traded instantly as well when he was on low HP. That's very good work from him. He's kept his teammates in that last round here. That smoke battle going to ensue here early on. Same exact play, same exact establishment of mid-control here for ATK. Brought out once again. And they're looking to test the rock towards Donut instantly. Grizz stands in defense here. That smoke spam so close, but it's not on the money.
He can't reload. He has to take shelter. He faked his reload though, and that drew them forward in a Cameron who lines up a double and drops the bomb on the floor. These aren't mistakes that you can make when you're down 13-7. Another trap in Donut.
That's so smart. That is so smart. I cannot believe he just faked the reload right there to bait out a walk push through that smoke. He read them like a book. Limitless read them like a book, but they're not going to read this flank from Pluto. He does find himself a kill in response. They've got a little bit of mid control, but like you said, they've just dropped a bomb, and side of the donut. So you're finding these kills and you're starting to re-inspire yourself. You're starting to feel a little bit of confidence, but 40 seconds left and you got a deadly little crossfire that you have to deal with. Nice angle from Swisher, sure. A bit of a flank. Ooh, Pluto. I have himself another one lined up here. Oh no, JBA. A little bit too wise for that.
I mean, they're just gonna try and save.
I think so.
Wild how 2 kills are basically right on JBA's play. Like, if he walks back in through cave, this is a free one onto Pluto.
Oh, you might do it after time. That could be heartbreaking. Backbreaking, even. See what he does. Might make some noise.
No, just a standoff.
It's back to back.
Well, it's 14-7, and once again, ATK's money has bottomed out. Like, in my head, ATK are still in this game, but, well, my heart says that ATK are still in this game, but my mind needs to head to reality and say that this is happening.
Yeah, you think at the back of your mind, there's any given point there they can bounce back. Swisher sticking in the flames. He's able to do so much damage, but there's not a kill confirmed there. JBA able to stay alive for now. Putting a lot of resources here. Oh gosh, that's Pam. Nearly caught JBA. Nearly finished. They're still standing 5v5 here. Not the same emphasis put towards middle. They've adjusted their crosshairs. They've set their scopes in towards B very quickly. They've decided that this is where they want to head. This is where they want to finish.
It's definitely the proper setup for Limitless. And the problem for ATK, they only have a single smoke to do this with. Is there one dropped in a corner somewhere that I haven't seen? I don't think so. So, best of luck. Now, Scar completely blinded up. The flashbangs are excellent, though. They might only have a single smoke. But that is perhaps all they need. JBA gets finished off in cave, and a force by victory. With the tanks bottomed out, ATK are going to walk away with this.
That's what we can come to expect right there. Some of those executes, the way that they're able to chain those flashes was so perfectly. Like you said as well, one smoke, that's not enough to execute on towards the B, but if everyone's blind, then I was going to save the strife so much of not having those full resources. So we need a whole lot more with that game from ATK. That's the ATK side that we know and we love there. That the calling coming through from Mistum to set up the work that he does. If they're going to get back into that game, those are the sort of rounds that they need.
14-8. 2 more rounds for Limitless, but that's a bounce back for sure out of ATK. And maybe my gut feeling is correct. I'm not sure. Still plenty more rounds to play. But ATK aren't in Pro League for no reason.
They certainly can't let deficit get them out of a game, right? Been faced with things like this before here, but Grizz going for a bit of a hero play with his USP close by. Big game of timing here now on this aggression here. Backs are turned. Pluto not ready for this, and it's a 4v5. Scar takes a lot of damage for it. There's a player kind of stuck in towards cave right now. We'll see if he gets cleared. If he gets checked, Scar going to sacrifice his life for it. Now they start to realize.
Big info. In the meantime, though, they try to walk out A main. Ooh, trying to switch out weapons. I mean, imagine if Cameron... I thought he was just going to go for the flying jump peek on a boat in there. If he kept his gun out, we could be in a different world, but it will be ATK inching their way up to 9 now. Okay. A bye coming up next for Limitless, sure. Some mishaps here and there, yes. But a round's a round.
No matter if it's a little bit scrappy, like you said, as long as you're getting it on the board here. Thing is, though, this was an eco. They're still saving an AK. That could probably even be dropped to Scar, and then that's extra utility. So this is going to be like the full force of Limitless that you're going to be facing in this very next one. You're not going to have any missing pieces with this AK saved over. And ATK, they got to bring some of the same energy here with the rifles. Another good round put together. I know the board.
Another chance for Limitless to seal this upset away. And a timeout. Rolling out from their front. They want to solve things. Get things in motion now. Rather than when ATK are knocking on your door. Closing this one down stress-free. And with those ideas, Limitless are going to try and push themselves over the line and put ATK into hot water in Season 44.
Yeah, no kidding, man. That would be a statement win for Limitless, but also a devastating loss here. That'd be back-to-back massive upsets for ATK to kick off your season, especially with that 2-0 that they got over Timmerman. That's probably a massive lifeline for them if they do lose this series. No question. HE's downrange, missed him. Getting away with it on mid, taking care of Grizz here. Op shot doesn't connect for Makzwell as well, so complications starting to arise here. 4v4 found. Before things settle, the dust settles here. But it's so tense right now.
Cameron's leaving this A site.
What's inspired this?
Right now, Limitless are pushing down towards the B ramp, and they see absolutely nothing. Cameron, he's taken his eyes off the site for the most part. So it's going to be a problem. He's going to run in, though, almost catching Pluto up on the boost. Very awkward position now for Cameron. Smoked out. Eventually, we'll have to give away the space. So they'll make their way on the site, but in the meantime, a backstab from Swisher. But in the at the same time, Scar has the ability to run back in and catch the rotate. So this is about to get very weird. Scar leaping through, and I think only now will they realize that this is not where they really lie. On towards that B site already. And really unsure about what to do right now. Limitless are all going to come through on the flank, and this is completely known from ATK.
Kit and Scar. Ooh.
It's a 1-for-1. Onto the site, but Bowden, instant headshot. Makzwell not even a chance to scope in. And Cameron to scoop up the op and save. ATK. Trying to keep this comeback going. Cameron, okay, this could be the ace. This could be funny. Towards the end of this game. Ooh, fires up a shot, but goes down to the bomb. No one survives. But ATK are loving that. They got the cash.
Yeah, it's not a worry for ATK here. They can't afford to lose rounds, so money is the biggest of deals, right? So you have one in the cushion, but still, you don't want to get Limitless on the series point with 5 chances to close right there. They've just avoided that reality by winning that round right there. What a massive resurgence. Again, this all off the back of the set piece that they did on B. The very explosive play that they were able to get down range. Bowden throwing the flashes, everyone able to execute in towards B. This is looking so much more promising here. Mid collapse comes through. Not a bad start to the round. 2 kills found. AKs retrieved there. Pluto getting a bit antsy to close this one, and he will. He'll close it confidently.
27 kills for him on this game. I mean, he was responsible for the last 2. to even keep this game in the balance for ATK. When they could have gone down 12-3 at the half. Well, this half started 10-5 with them losing to the force buy. And they've closed the gap down to 3. They built up a bank. This is everything you could want if you're ATK, if you want to get this comeback going.
Pluto. Getting a little burst. Taking a lot of damage. And a half HP, but these early starts haven't necessarily been always converted by Limitless. Again, they got the full formula. They've got the full force buy coming on through. It's not a force buy. It's going to be rifles all bound, but Bowden warming up. Lands the pick onto Makzwell. That's so necessary. Talked about the up head-to-head here. Makzwell, newer to the space, ESL. He needs to be taken care of by Bowden. And they just get caught pushing through the smoke here. Limitless. A little bit dazed and confused right now. And a 5v3. It looks like they're falling off to save. They're cowering away from this B side.
And Limitless are now... Oh, this is where you start to get stressed. This is where you start running out of ideas. What's working, what isn't? You try to start getting the gimmicky plays rolling again, trying to walk through a smoke against Swisher. They're gonna try and double push that without a flash. And this is the stuff that just isn't working. Again, you run out of ideas. I wouldn't call it like a simple, you know, firepower in this round. This, that, or the other. Well, that's a start. I mean, you know, taking that into account, sure. But when you're forced to save like this, that just means ATK have outplayed you.
Yeah.
And that starts to sink in.
No question. I think there is a little bit of panic starting to set in the Limitless camp here, trying to close this one out. Maybe thinking it was easier said than done, but nothing finished by any means here. You haven't grabbed 16 rounds just yet, so you gotta play things out right. You gotta buckle down. We need to see that CT side, the early defense. Dude, haven't gotten to see too many just firmly established crossfires. We saw a little bit of early aggression work out for them, Limitless, but now it's finally being punished by ATK. They've adapted, they've adjusted. 2 rounds now to close is all that's required. It seems so easy, but it can be so elusive when you are the underdog.
Alrighty. You know, sometimes it's easier to play as the underdog, but then reality sets in that, wait, we could win this.
Yeah.
And that's when it all falls apart.
Definitely something to it right now. You're playing without pressure here. You're playing it without pressure until 14 was locked in. There's Cameron, though, with an opening pick. That's going to help out. The issue is A side completely vulnerable, completely open, and they will take it free of charge.
And Swisher out middle just destroyed Cameron. Just Grizz and Donut.
Ooh.
And they are hunting. They are chasing. But Grizz actually readjusts for the kill on a Pluto. Is that a mistake that could cost ATK?
Can't get the bomb down either.
There's some problems right now. You gotta do something with the space you've taken, the tools you have, and Scar flicks over to Swisher. A man advantage for Limitless. A missed shot out of Bowden. Things go from bad to worse. Series point on the line here for Limitless. Unless it's Bowden in a 1v3. Now, he's got the time for this. Does he have the shot? Well, the first one is excellent. He's at a major play this game, for sure. But Makzwell will connect the shot and nail in series point to Limitless.
My God. Makzwell gets his revenge on Bowden right there to lock in series point. 3 opportunities to pull this one off. And again, You know, they had their fun on Overpass, there's no question, but they got a reality check on Anubis. A 16-4 reply from Atk, so they had to bounce back into that knowing that they've just been dominated here. But early on, it's going to be a lot of utility tossed in. Grizz catches the molly on the Mistum. This time he gets no early antics done. Missed op shot could be costly, though. Maxwell lets him scale up. Misses a follow-up as well. They're already in the site. Swisher so deep into things, hoping to catch him off guard.
And Swisher runs into cave to delete JBa. Now, admittedly, they've had to take their sweet time about this one. So CTs are already inside of the cave position. Very solid retake angle, and Grizz actually strikes on a Bowden Master. The AW moves out of the T's hands. Pluto, though, a spam shot through the smoke. It's a headshot on the Makzwell.
Oh, they're running.
And they're off to the hills. Cameron walks away with the headshot, but that's it. Now we're going to see 13 for Atk. Not with a few exit presents, but now Atk really are knocking on the door.
3 chances turns to 2. There's that round. Slips one by him. 2 saved rifles here, enough to reinvest Scar. He could drop over an A1 if he has it equipped. If he has an A4, maybe not so fortunate. Either way, Limitless are going for a big investment here. They're kind of going for broke. If they lose this one, they're going to be in a bit of a sour spot for the 30th round. They cannot afford it. They have to pull this one across the line. They've gone for a massive risk, and they're looking for the same success that they got early on in the last round. Catching Mistum, trying to go aggressive, but no luck.
But Scar, he just ran out middle. And where Swisher had been having so much success, it's a man advantage rolling for Limitless.
Scar leading the pack right now, 24 kills. And he's gonna best Swisher, who's been a thorn in their side, doing amazing work on this T side. So much impact coming through in the openings from him. Well, now he's watching from the sidelines.
And so Limitless on the brink of a massive upset. Cameron just playing the Jiggle Peak game.
Ollie missed him off there. That's valuable information heard right now. Right now, you also see DJ doing his best attempt to fake things out towards A to create as much chaos as humanly possible. Ooh, deep smoke as well could cause some discomfort here for JBa. You can see his crosshair trained. Cameron alone on the ramp with only an MP9. If they do walk this way, that would be dreamy.
Walking down middle with utility in hand. DJ has to run back, scamper away, and try and put things together while Cameron on the hold. The MP9 almost comes away with 2. It's a man advantage now for Limitless.
Still have JBa tucked in towards cave as well. This is valuable positions, but it's the op and Pluto. 29 kills. He wants to make it 30 here.
But only 22 HP. JBa making his way in through the cave. Bomb about halfway tick. And Pluto opts for the fight, goes down. Bowden has to hold the line, but JBa has locked it in. It's another upset win over Atk. Limitless will put Atk down to 1-2 and take an upset victory over a pro league contender.
That is unbelievable right there. It's back-to-back nights in which Atk fall victim in the upset right there. And again, it's not the best look coming into this. Again, like you said, an EPL team getting ready to fly over to Malta, and they've just been bested by Detonate and now Limitless. And not only that, they got